Hey footprinters, Chrissy here. I'm trying a new angle with this reading and the next few readings, and let me know if you prefer it or if you like the way I did it before. I'm hoping you'll be able to see the cards clearer and yeah, and have more space for the spread. This reading, I'm going to make it pretty quick. I'm going to do a reading on what's behind the US withdrawing from the intermediate range missile treaty with Russia. It's a 40-year-old treaty. I don't know its full name, but it's a 40-year-old treaty. It was signed in 1899 by Reagan and Gorbachev. As with treaties, as always with treaties that are like decades old, and with the introduction of new technology and all that, not perfect. There were issues with it. Obama had issues with it, so it's not like it's a with the treaty. It's not like it's a full-on just one party and just one president having issues with it. But why withdraw from it? I mean, if I was an arms manufacturer, I'd be lining up to have Trump's babies by now. As disturbing and disgusting an image as that is, which I'll just leave for that. That's sorry if I put you off your Sunday roast or whatever. But is Trump trying to start a new arms race so he can? Is that his way of keeping a good economy going? I don't know what's behind it. So I'm going to do a horseshoe reading, which has a look at influences on this decision. So I'm going to use the Connolly deck, and I hope you like my new spread, my new table thing here. I love the Amish quilting thing that I had, but you know, I would like to use it elsewhere in the house. So I found this in a op shop yesterday, and I just love it. It's actually a sarong, but I love the colours. So what is behind the withdrawal from this 40-year-old treaty? 8 of Wands. Trying to get things done quickly. A sense of urgency. A lot of pressure. A call for action, I think, from people. Not quite sure. Let's have a look at the card under it. Lots of communication. Lots of communication. But with whom? So we'll just put that over there. Oh, designed for heartbreak. To cause trouble. Communication designed to cause trouble for the government. And look, the Lovers. It was chatted about. Trump spoke about it with Putin. So we'll leave those 4 cards up there. I think it was a hastily hatched plan to cause trouble for the government, and it was hatched between Trump and Putin. So, past influences on this decision. Oops. Just put that up there. The 7 of Wands. The treaty was initially introduced as a way of both countries being able to stand their ground while creating a stable sort of barrier. This fence, you know, you can stand your ground, and you don't cross this fence, you don't cross this line. But you can stand your ground up to this line. And it was a way of being able to do that. present influences. Yeah. Home environment for Trump, the White House. Someone in the White House. Ooh, wouldn't it be a good idea? It will help the economy. I wonder if that's Pompeo or Bolton. Bolton was the first name that jumped into my head when I thought about influence from within the White House. Even though he's come out and he said something about it, I haven't really watched much about it, but I know he came out and said something about it, saying it was a good idea, I think. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to sneeze. Oh. Hidden influences. What are the hidden influences behind this decision? King of Pentacles. Kings of industry. In this instance, the kings in the arms industry. Arms manufacturers. The kings of industry in the arms manufacturers. And they're telling the White House what they want, because if they can get grants to, increase their R&D, and they can create newer missiles that can go longer ranges and things like that. So the kings of industries, they've certainly been having quiet words in people's ears. The obstacle that this whole scenario presents. It's the moon. Hidden agendas. This is an obstacle that is presented by them withdrawing from it. Trump and co were not given all the information about why it was wanted. Secrets being kept from them. And that's the obstacle in this case isn't the obstacle that caused them to withdraw. It's the obstacle that was presented to stop them from staying. They weren't told all of the ramifications, or they weren't told all of the reasons by the other half of this partnership, Putin, and possibly we should look at Russian ties to American arms manufacturers. That would be a very interesting reading, I think. External influences. Win at all cost. This, the external influences, this thing of we've got to win at all cost. It's also interesting that there's 5 swords here. This is the US, Russia, China, North Korea, Saudi Arabia. Well, these are, and I think Turkey has maybe got a hand in it. I think so each sword here is one of those players, one of those other countries who could gain the benefit from withdrawal from this treaty. And each of them in their own way has a win at all cost mentality. So, what did I say? Russia, Turkey, North Korea, China, Saudi Arabia. Suggested course. Page of Swords. Delay something. Delay. Suggested course is to delay something and send people in to find out more about what's really happening. That's the suggested course. That's the advice. But do you really think people are going to, that Trump and his gang are going to listen to that? what's the outcome of the US withdrawing from this treaty? Well, the GOP are going to be happy with it. Happy families. Happy families. But that's not the GOP, is it? It's not rainbow lollipops and sunshine. It's just I don't know. I think it's going to affect the GOP in some way, and I think it could end up. I think it could end up being the thing that really causes the GOP to break with Trump. I don't think they really wanted it to happen. Let's ask a question on that. So let's have. Is that the GOP wanting to break with Trump? Yeah. Transition. This is 13, the death card. The end of something. So 10 is the end of a cycle. I don't think the GOP are really happy that done this. I mean, there's certainly that the treaty as it stood certainly had a lot of problems with it, but it could have been reevaluated and reworked. And I think that would have been the GOP's preferred method. I don't think they're happy that Trump did it, and I think it's another nail in the coffin towards them ending their association with Trump. So that is my reading of that situation with the US withdrawing from the 40-year-old Intermediate Range Missile Treaty. If you've got any comments on it, and if I have got any facts wrong, please don't hesitate to let me know, because but I did, yeah, a couple of questions has come up, and I will do a reading on this. 32, Russia and arms manufacturers, US arms manufacturers. I think that's worth having a look at. So, okay, oopsie daisy, off it came. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much. Please click like. Please. I'm having trouble with that. It's a real tongue twister. Please click like and subscribe, and also share. And thank you again for joining me, and I'm really honoured that people like what I do enough to subscribe. So thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye-bye.